There are three main ways I have found that clients respond after a kinesiology session. The first one is you might find that you feel quite a lot better almost straight away. Obviously, a lot of people feel like this is the best possible outcome they can get. So you might feel really happy, really confident, really clear. Sometimes you'll just feel immediately like you are back to yourself. You know what you need to do. Sometimes people almost want to rush off the call because they're just like, I need to get on with it. And so that can be kind of almost like an elevated high that we'll feel, which usually doesn't sustain indefinitely. So it's not that it goes away, but it just might taper off a little bit over the next few days and it just comes into more of an integrated way of being. The second thing that people describe is a far more gradual change. So it might be at the end of their session, they certainly feel calmer or clearer, but they may also just feel a little bit unsure or feel like, I don't quite know how I feel yet, which is totally fine. So what tends to happen after that is more gradual change occurs over days, weeks, or even longer. And so in this instance, it might be that it's not until you're in certain situations and then you notice that you responded differently. Or a couple of weeks later, you think, oh, I haven't been worried about my relationship with this person like I normally am. Or I haven't thought about that incident from the past that was really impacting on me. Or I haven't binged. You know, so it's almost like it's not until after the fact that you notice the change, but you didn't necessarily notice it as you go along. You might also experience different dreams. You can be very thirsty or extremely tired. So that can be a sign that things are processing. And you might find as well that sometimes it's the people around you that notice that you've changed. So sometimes people tell me that people around them are saying, you look really different, or you sound different, or you seem more confident, or whatever it is. So it's like they're getting feedback from the world around them about what's actually shifting and changing. The third main way that people describe to me how they feel is that they might feel worse or they might feel quite up and down. Now, naturally we want to think, oh, that's going to be the worst way. Of course, I wouldn't like that to happen to me, but it is always a sign that a really big shift is taking place. So it can sometimes be called a healing crisis. You can often get a sense for yourself that that is what's going on because it just feels a bit different and you can actually feel that there's a lot processing. So often be when you've been in a really stuck place or you have been feeling really quite low or a lot of negative thoughts. People sometimes experience this as well if their diet has been very poor or they have been drinking too much. And so what they're experiencing is almost like a detox type reaction. They might feel symptoms of being sick, so almost like flu or cold. Again, that extreme tiredness that I mentioned, or increased visits to the toilet as with that detoxy response. If you do experience that, it doesn't tend to last very long. It'll often just be for 24 hours or for a couple of days. And then when that shifts, usually you'll feel quite a lot better. And you'll often know if that's what's going on and you'll think, right, okay. And it can show you too, it's like, I've got some work to do. And starting to shift is just bringing that out and really making it apparent. So you keep on going down that path and really create the change that you want.